Alright, what's up, guys? So, I made this video talking on the service, iRacing, because I guess it's not classified as a video game. Although, where is it usually located at? Steam. Was usually being sold on Steam. Video games. So somebody they commented talking about, oh, it's not a video game, it's a learning tool. And I'm thinking to myself, fam, maybe they're not familiar with that old saying, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. I don't know how else to put it, but overall, if you're using, whether it's a steering wheel controller, a regular controller, there you got people out there, they're using their mind to play video games regardless of however you go about playing a game, right? If Because I do have a steering wheel controller, but I like to, go back and forth. I might use a regular controller, but I imagine that both a steering wheel controller and a regular Xbox, PlayStation, whichever, I'm pretty sure that it overall works on iRacing, right? When you're playing this service, okay, or whatever you want to call it and stuff, what does it look like? That's just something that I'm a little bit curious on. What does it overall? Because my thing is this: if it's not a video game, the only other thing that it can be is real life. Last I checked, when I was watching videos on this said service, it looks like a video game to me. And that's just something where when people, and here's the thing: I get that if you're a fan of, the service, I'm calling it a game. I don't care what anybody else like. I was trying my hardest to go this whole video without calling it a game. It's a game, okay? You play it, and I know there's something where people are all like, it's a learning service. What my thing is this, because iRacing, it don't look no different than stuff like Assetto Corsa, Gran Turismo. Even if you were to up the settings on the new Forza Motorsport, it's most likely going to play the same exact way. So if anything, yeah, it's a simulation of some sorts, but it's classified as a video game. Let's just overall just squash this right now. Is iRacing a video game? iRacing is a subscription-based online racing sim. Okay, let me read that again. iRacing is a subscription-based online racing simulation video game. I'm saying it's like this is something that you can very well see. There's it's access to subscription-based racing simulator, and most times, like with simulators, it's classified as a video game, and you find it on video game services and stuff. So that's why I'm like, when they try to correct me on stuff like that, because even with Gran Turismo, people were saying the same exact thing with that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, well, if it's supposed to be something else, then I'm like, fam, then have it, like, I don't know, sell it on a different platform. But it's like most people, when they're going on Steam, or if, let's say if this was a console, I'm surprised that iRacing isn't on no consoles and stuff. It should be on consoles, but anyways, but no, it's like, you know what, actually, that I feel like that would be a solid idea if they wanted, like, I guess, because I know with me, I'm not going to be all up for subscribing to a game and then you're having to buy tracks and cars. And I'm thinking to myself, like, fam, why not have it where I'm able to just, like, if I'm subscribed to the game, that was what I was saying in the video, the iRacing video I just recently did. If I'm subscribed to the game, and that was what I was mainly talking about, like, I just don't get, you're subscribing to a game, but then you're also having to pay for the cars and the tracks. I think everybody that missed that, and they're trying to defend it, and I'm like, fam, there ain't no defense for that. There ain't no defense where it's like I'm spending $10 or however much money a month to play this game, and then I gotta buy cars and tracks just to enjoy all of the game. No, and that's something, and it's funny because it's like, I know I did say that in that video, and it seems like people don't be wanting to address the actual smart things that I'm saying. They want to address like the stuff where I'm like, oh yeah, an argument can come out of that. No, but address the fact, what What would you do if you're subscribed to Netflix, and then on top of the subscription that you have with Netflix, you also got to pay to watch the movies and the TV shows on there, and you can't, and it ain't on some stuff where it's like, oh, you just pay for, this, like, let's say if you wanted to watch Stranger Things or The Office or whatever, you can't just pay for that show. No, you gotta pay for the show and each individual episodes. That's how I feel. Where if I'm looking at something like iRacing, they're asking me, I gotta subscribe to the game and then also buy tracks and cars on top of that. Yeah, it might come preloaded with some tracks and cars, but it ain't coming with all the tracks and cars. To me, I'm like, if I'm subscribing to your guys' service, all that extra stuff needs to be free. It shouldn't be on something where I'm all like, I gotta subscribe to the game, buy this car, buy this track. And then I'd seen another thing where they was all like, oh, if you crash intentionally into somebody, then it's like they pretty much ban you from the service. So, and there's probably people out there where it's like they did it by accident, but they probably, somebody just all like, oh, well, I'm one of them angry gamers, I'm gonna report this person, and now they done lost their account. They've been subscribed to iRacing for I don't know how long. So it's like stuff like that. I'm like, I guess with the crashing, if you're like purposely going out your way doing stuff like that, then yeah, you deserve to get banned. But I'm pretty sure there probably has been some people where they crashed into somebody by accident and then they still got banned. And then it's like, okay, what's gonna happen with all the money that I invested into you guys? So it's like, I think people are missing that point. Yeah, you might, to anybody that wants to go out and defend this game, yeah, you might have the funds of subscribing to this game every month, paying $100 and something a year, and then buying all the different cars and tracks. But a normal gamer, somebody that played games where it's like, okay, you buy a game and it gives you all the content that you need. Yeah, they might come out with a $10-15 DLC sometime down the road when you done beat the game. But it's like, when I look at games, and even though it's not a racing game, but when I look at games like Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man game they just released, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and they had it where you got to play as Miles Morales, Peter Parker, Venom, Mary Jane, and then they have it where you're doing all these different missions, then side missions, and all this other extra stuff. They give you all this content for I think that game was like, what, it was $69.99, I think, but anyways, they give you all this content for this game. You can play that game for however long you want to play it. But iRacing is having it where it's like for the whole year, you have to pay $100. I wonder how much, like, on an average, like, on how much money you're putting into iRacing. How much money does an average person put in iRacing? So much you guys spend on average cars. So somebody was all like, so I started about 2 weeks, okay. What was the one that was like, I thought, okay, just joined 40. Somebody was like, they've been playing it for like 15 years. I own 41 paid tracks and 30 paid cars. So probably on the order of 800-ish over 3 years between oval and road. With 2020 hindsight, I would recommend buying more cars, more tracks and less cars. And see, that's the thing where it's all like, fam, then there's people that's probably done went and bought cars and they don't even want it. So it's like, do I at least, hold on for a second, can you get a refund for a car on iRacing? You cannot trade or return licensed content, cars and China. Yeah, I think I had seen that before. So there's probably people out there that done went out, bought a car, or done bought a track, and they're all like, oh man, I don't like, because I know that there is this one track that I'll see a lot in Gran Turismo and Forza, and if I didn't know that track's name by heart, and I can see myself buying that track, because there's probably people are like, oh yeah, this is a really good track, to if they do have like XP like stuff on there, or you can make a lot of, because I think you can make money off of iRacing and stuff. So I can see myself buying that track and being like, dang, I don't like this track, and I'm stuck with it and I can't get my money back. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I would rather have it where it's like, if it's subscription based, yeah, if I'm paying the $10 a month, then okay, cool. I'm paying the $10 a month, and I ain't gotta be stuck with cars or tracks or any of that stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, like, then that's there. It's all like, oh, I can leave or not have to overall buy that track. And I wonder how much does a track cost in iRacing? I didn't even bother to look that up. How much does a car cost in iRacing? If you wish to buy additional cars, they cost a one-time fee of $11.95. If you want to buy additional tracks, They cost a one-time fee of either $11.95 or $14.95 depending on the track. That is insane. So it's like you go out and you spend that's like, no, I'm sitting here doing the math. I'm like, nah, bro, that's too much. That's too much. If I go and buy 30 cars throughout the year and it's all like, okay, there might be one car that I like more than the other, it's like, fam, if I'm putting that much money into a game, I need to be winning every race possible. But it's like they're not going to do that because I'm pretty sure there probably is a lot of people out there playing. I don't know if they do have any single player content on the game. I imagine they do. But if they don't, then it's like, then that's just really unfortunate to a person where it's like, okay, let's say if I'm buying this game just for the single player stuff, and I go out, I buy, or I subscribe to the service, and I'm like, oh, look, there's a brand new 2024 Corvette. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. Oh, I like this truck. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that truck just to find out that I can't even rate it. It's like, let's say if the game doesn't have single player content, I think they say that it does. It has like a single player, or can you? Well, let me just look it up online. Can you play iRacing offline? No, iRacing requires an internet connection to start the simulation, participate in official sessions or testing. So no, there isn't no offline. So it's like I have been subscribing to that for just pretty much for no reason. Can you play with a controller? Because I did see that virtually any controller with a USB connection will work with iRacing. So it's like, yeah, it's like the game people are trying to say iRacing isn't a video game. It's a video game, but it's an expensive video game. And it's a video game where I'm all like, look, the thing is this. If you like iRacing, like it, love it, marry the game for all I care. But to your average gamer, yeah, there's probably people out there where they don't mind that. They don't mind buying the tracks, the cars, and all that other stuff. But I'm like, me on the other hand, I'm just trying to buy a game one time, have it come with all the tracks that it comes with, all the cars that it could come with. But it just seems like to me, it would be a lot less pressure on my pocket and wallet if I go out and let's say if I were to buy like the Ultimate Edition, let's just overall see the most expensive edition of Forza Horizon, or not Horizon, but Motorsport. So Forza Motorsport, let's just look that up. Forza Motorsport, Forza Net, Forza on Steam. So let's just see like the most expensive version they got. So they got the premium edition, which is $99.99, and I imagine, yeah, it's probably coming with like car pass, VIP, all that other extra stuff, and it comes with multiplayer. You can play the game offline if you want to, so you're getting all this extra stuff. Yeah, it might not be this over-the-top simulation, but you can make it into a simulation. You can change up the settings to make it into a simulation, but that's how much that costs. So and then yeah, like I could get that on Steam, and then let's say what Gran Turismo 7. Let's see the most expensive version of Gran Turismo, because I think they only just they got the one at $69.99. Do they even have any DLCs? Choose it. Oh, so they do got like different editions and stuff. So they got the digital deluxe edition that comes with so you do, I don't know why they do that, but it's like it comes with a PS4 and PS5 version. You get $1.5 million special Toyota GR Yaris, I think that's how you pronounce that last name, 30 PSN avatars, I guess, if that matters to you, and the official soundtrack. But it's like at least they're giving you a reason to go out and play the game. I feel like with something like iRacing, it's like you're giving me a reason to avoid the game if I'm having to subscribe. And I feel like Gran Turismo, if there's any simulation, if there's any game that I can compare iRacing to where it's this like simulation and people don't want to really consider it a video game, yeah, Gran Turismo will probably be the best option when it comes to that type of stuff. But and it's like at least with them, it's like, yeah, they're there's a lot of content in Gran Turismo and stuff, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it's all like people just gotta understand where I'm coming from. When you been playing video games for 20 plus years, and I'm saying I've done got like PlayStation 2 history, PlayStation 3 history, 4 and 5 history, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Series X. Like, you got all these different games that I've been playing all throughout these years. And then there's even also other games on Steam where it's like they're not asking for that much money, and you got people that's out here literally spending $800. Nah, bro, iRacing is a scam. You can't convince me otherwise that it's not. that's a scam. You know, it's something where I'm like, a person shouldn't have to put that much money into a racing game. All right, it's a game. I don't care what anybody else want to call it. It is a game. Okay, it's like yeah, it might be an online game. You might want to call it whatever you want to call it. The developers might want to call it whatever they want to call it. At the end of the day, this is a video game that is asking for way too much. You done put $800 in a game over a 3-year period, and how long has Gran Turismo been out? And I think I've only put just the time that I paid for that game. That's all the money that I had put into it. How or when did Gran Turismo 7 come out? Because it was like, what, 2021, 2022. So I've only put $70 into this game. They give you all the tracks that you want, that they give you. They're adding cars to the game every day. I think I remember that was like one of the like last few cars I remember them talking about. That was like, it was like big news and stuff, that they added a Tesla into the game. And my thing is this: they're adding cars. They're not even like asking people for money. Yeah, they probably I don't know, they might come out with some DLCs. I wouldn't even be mad at them over it. But it's like the fact that you done spent $70 on a game. You ain't gotta have, like, I guess, yeah, if you want to play online, you can play online. If you want to play offline, you very well can do that too. At least they give you that option. But it's like a subscription service, and you're only limiting me to online only races. No, that to me, I'm all like, yeah, maybe it's not a video game. Maybe it's, yeah, just overall, like, what could you overall online subscription scam? Because I'm like, nah, to me, I'm like, look, if the developers, if they change it up where they add an offline option where you ain't got to race online, yeah, have it where the races are crazy difficult. I don't care. I'd rather have it where I'm not stuck playing, because it's like, let's say if I'm playing this game, I live in a bad climate state or something, weather is all crazy, but I gotta do this important race and my power done shut down. I'm like, or even like, in like, let's say if I am playing it on my laptop or something, because the game is pretty old, so I imagine they probably ain't asking for a whole lot when it comes to like, you know, PC requirements and stuff. But anyways. But yeah, it's all like, at least if I'm like playing the game offline, it's like, oh, okay, laptop's fully charged, I'm still in my game, I'm, you know, like it, you know. But if it's like, if I'm playing this on a gaming PC where it's like, okay, I think we all know how gaming PCs work, but it's like my power shuts out, and then it's like it ain't gonna like pause, or it ain't gonna be like, oh, because I feel like that there are some games where it's like Gran Turismo, yeah, they might start you all over, but it's like, at least you ain't losing out on anything. I feel like with iRacing, yeah, you gonna most likely lose out on some stuff. And I'm like, I ain't trying to go through all of that. So I'm saying, it's like, I think it's best if they change up their ways about that game. So I guess it's just more welcoming, because there's probably a lot of people out there that probably did come from games like Forza and Gran Turismo and Assetto Corsa, and they came across iRacing and they passed on it, because it's like, I'm not going to subscribe to a game and then buy cars and tracks afterwards. When there's Assetto Corsa, you literally can mod any track, race, or any track or car into that game. Forza, it's like, yeah, they might not have a whole lot of content in the new Forza, but still though, it's like they do have like a lot of different tracks, and then different ways you can race on those tracks, and they got a gang of cars in there. And then Gran Turismo, it's like they're adding cars literally all the time and stuff. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure that, I don't know if they are if they've added any tracks recently, but it's like you got options out there where it's not as, like, you know, just damaging to your wallet. And then you got iRacing where it's all like, on top of the subscription, you gotta pay for the cars and tracks. And even somebody else was saying that in the comments of that the last iRacing video I did, where they was all like, yeah, subscribe to the game, but the tracks and the cars need to be free. I'm saying, it's like, what would be wrong with that? That's why I'm all like, people be trying so hard to defend stuff, and I'm all like, you guys are missing the point. Yeah, you might not care, but that doesn't mean, oh, everybody else is gonna feel the same way. It's like, man, people are out here trying to save their money and stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, the game is on sale. They're gonna have it where, oh, you ain't gonna subscribe to it for the full price. They're gonna knock off a few dollars. Nah, bro, it's all like, if it's like a $10, or even if it is on like $20 a month, yeah, have it where it's $20 a month, but every car and track needs to be free along with the subscription of the game. That just, to me, doesn't make any sense, where it's all like, you see all these other different games out here within the racing genre and outside the racing genre where they don't do stuff like that. And I ain't seen a lot of different scamming stuff going on with video games, but at least they give you a lot of content. What's iRacing excuse? That's why I think people are trying to say like, oh, they do it to eliminate cheaters. Okay, get you an anti-cheat system. Get the best possible anti-cheat system you guys can find. Even if you gotta like go and hire somebody to create one for this game itself. But it's like, fam, come on now. It's like, that to me, it's like, it's something where I'm like, okay, if you guys are worried that much about cheaters, then add an offline option or add like a private lobby option. I don't know, but it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, if it's that bad, then it's like, yeah, then it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to say maybe it shouldn't be a video game, but at the same time, it's like, if you guys are that worried about it, then it's like, why would you even put it out then? You know, it's like, my thing is this, before I create something, I'm like, okay, what negative things is going to come out of this where it's going to be worse than the positives? And if I start thinking along those lines, then I am going to get into whatever it is I want to create and stuff. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.